Jealousy. It's like an invisible storm cloud that looms over even the brightest moments. The irony is that we often feel completely at ease around people who secretly wish us harm. They smile, they laugh, they congratulate us. But beneath that surface, there's something else brewing: resentment, envy, and the quiet hope that we fail. And here's the kicker: those who are jealous rarely admit it. Instead, their negativity seeps out in subtle ways, like a slow leak, revealing itself in quiet jabs, passive-aggressive remarks, and actions that seem insignificant at first, but are actually calculated to bring you down. Being surrounded by jealous people is like walking through a minefield. You're out here chasing dreams, achieving goals, living your best life. Meanwhile, someone close to you, someone who should be happy for you, feels like your success somehow takes something away from them. Instead of celebrating your growth, they see it as a reminder of what they haven't accomplished. Here's the truth: jealousy is rooted in comparison. People don't become envious because you have something they don't need. They envy you because you have something they want, but either lack the courage or ability to pursue themselves. And when that resentment festers, it can turn into something far more dangerous: sabotage. The real test isn't whether or not someone feels jealousy. We all experience envy at some point. The real question is, what do they do with it? Do they acknowledge their jealousy and work to overcome it? Or do they let it grow into bitterness, passive-aggressive behavior, and resentment? That's why knowing how to recognize jealousy is so important. It's not just a harmless emotion. It can snowball into something destructive. If you're not paying attention, you could find yourself caught in a web of subtle manipulation, doubt, and negativity, all because someone close to you can't handle your success. So, buckle up. We're about to dive deep into 10 telltale signs that someone is jealous of you and, more importantly, how to handle them like a Stoic master, with wisdom, composure, and an unshakable sense of self. These insights might just save you from unnecessary stress, manipulation, and toxic energy. 1. They copy everything you do. Have you ever noticed someone in your life suddenly start mimicking your every move? At first, it might seem like admiration. Maybe they praise your ideas, ask for your input, and seem genuinely interested in learning from you. But over time, it stops feeling like flattery and starts feeling like something else, a subtle competition. And the worst part, they'll never admit they're copying you. Take James, for example, a talented interior designer. James had a colleague named Brian who frequently sought his input on projects. Being generous, James happily shared his design concepts, offering advice whenever Brian asked. But over time, James started noticing a pattern. Brian wasn't just learning from him, he was replicating him. Brian began presenting James's ideas as his own. Sometimes he even got to the clients first, claiming credit for concepts that James had developed. Then, at a major design event, Brian showcased a setup almost identical to one James had recently worked on. When praised for it, Brian simply smiled, never acknowledging where the inspiration came from. This kind of imitation doesn't come from admiration, it comes from insecurity. Instead of discovering their own style, people like Brian focus on copying others, hoping it will grant them the validation and success they lack. But what they don't realize is this: copying someone doesn't make you them. What people admire about James isn't just his ideas, it's his authenticity, his unique touch, and the creativity he pours into his work. No one can truly replicate that. So what should you do when you notice someone copying you out of jealousy? First, don't let it distract you. Keep creating, keep innovating, and keep moving forward. Your authenticity will always outshine imitation. Second, set boundaries. Not every idea needs to be shared with those who don't respect originality. Third, Document your work. Keep records of your ideas, projects, and contributions so that if needed, you can prove ownership. And finally, be generous, not with your ideas, but with your mindset. Wish them clarity, the clarity to see their own worth, their own path, and their own strengths, because at the end of the day, no matter how much they try, they can never truly be you. And that is your greatest strength. 2. They try to bring you down. Jealousy is a complex emotion. It rarely presents itself in obvious ways. Instead, it seeps out in small, seemingly harmless actions that, over time, chip away at your confidence. The goal? To make you feel small, insignificant, and undeserving of your success. Imagine you've just completed a major project at work, one you poured your heart into. You're proud of it. You share the accomplishment with a colleague, expecting a supportive reaction. Instead, you get a backhanded remark. It's okay, but maybe it could have been better if you had tried a different approach. A small comment, but one designed to plant doubt in your mind. Jealous people undermine you systematically. It's not just words, it's actions. They might withhold information that could help you succeed, intentionally exclude you from important meetings or events, or even subtly sabotage your work. Picture this. You're preparing for an important presentation. Someone you trust gives you false information about the time or location of the event. The result? You show up late, flustered, and unprepared, making you look unprofessional. Was it an accident or something more calculated? Even outside of work, social sabotage is another way jealous people try to bring you down. Have you ever noticed a group of close friends plan an event but intentionally leave you out? You only find out about it through social media. That action, exclusion, is one of the most painful forms of rejection, and jealous people use it as a weapon. And if they can't exclude you, they might try to damage your reputation instead. Maybe they spread false rumors, suggesting that your success wasn't earned fairly. Maybe they dig up past mistakes and casually bring them up at the worst possible moment. So, how do you handle people like this? First, reassess your inner circle. Betrayal often comes from those closest to you, the ones who have access to your personal and professional victories. Second, set clear boundaries. You don't need to accept every invitation, trust every word, or entertain toxic energy. Third, stay calm. Nothing unsettles a jealous person more than someone who refuses to react to their attempts at manipulation. Most importantly, forgive, but don't forget. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. Holding on to anger only weighs you down. But that doesn't mean you need to welcome them back into your life. Sometimes the best response is distance. Because no matter how hard they try to bring you down, they can't change who you are. They can't take away the hard work, the talent, and the resilience that got you to where you are. And that is what will always set you apart. 3. They are happy when you fail and pretend to be happy when you succeed. Not everyone in your life is genuinely rooting for you. Some people wear a mask of false happiness. They smile when you achieve something, but you can feel that it's forced, almost rehearsed. Their congratulations lack warmth, their applause feels hollow, and you notice that they quickly change the subject when you talk about your success. But when you fail, that's when their real feelings surface. Suddenly, they seem more engaged, more talkative, and even a little too interested in the details of your struggle. Imagine this scenario. You finally land a huge promotion at work. You're excited. You share the news with a friend, and they give you a quick, dry, "Oh, congrats, that's cool." No follow-up questions, no genuine enthusiasm, just a response that seems obligatory. Then, the next time you see them, they don't even mention it. But when something goes wrong, that's a different story. Maybe you face a setback at work, a difficult personal situation, or even just a rough day. Now they suddenly have time to talk. They ask questions, but not out of concern, out of curiosity, as if they're quietly enjoying the fact that you're struggling. They won't openly celebrate your failures, but you can sense their satisfaction in the way they talk. They might say things like, "Well, I guess no one can be lucky all the time," or, "Yeah, I had a feeling that might not work out." Here's the truth. People who can't celebrate your success aren't truly in your corner, and those who take pleasure in your failures are dangerous to keep around. So, how do you deal with them? First, pay attention to patterns. If someone only shows up when things go wrong, but disappears when things are going right, that's a major red flag. Second, protect your energy. You don't need to share every victory or setback with people who don't genuinely support you. And most importantly, never let their reactions define your success. Some people will never be happy for you because your achievements remind them of their own unfulfilled potential. That's their problem, not yours. 4. They always discourage you when you have a great idea. Not everyone who discourages you has your best interests at heart. Some people, instead of supporting you, subtly plant seeds of doubt, hoping to make you second-guess yourself. You come up with a great idea. Maybe it's a business plan, a creative project, or a major life change. You're excited. You share it with someone you trust, expecting encouragement, but instead, they say things like, "Are you sure about that? It seems risky. I don't know. What if it doesn't work out?" That sounds nice, but do you really think you have what it takes? Their words aren't overtly negative, but they're just discouraging enough to make you hesitate. That's the goal, to make you doubt yourself just enough so that you don't move forward. Let's say you tell a friend about your dream of starting your own business. Instead of supporting you, they immediately bring up the risks. You know, most businesses fail in the first 5 years, right? They don't offer helpful advice. They don't suggest solutions. They just make you feel uneasy about pursuing your goal. But here's the truth. Their doubt isn't about you. It's about them. People who are jealous don't want to see you take risks, succeed, and grow. Because if you do, it forces them to question why they aren't doing the same. So, how do you deal with them? First, be selective about who you share your dreams with. Not everyone deserves access to your plans. Some people will try to discourage you simply because they don't want to see you succeed. Second, trust your instincts. If you believe in your idea and have done your research, don't let someone else's fear dictate your decisions. And finally, surround yourself with people who uplift you. Find mentors, friends, and colleagues who encourage your growth instead of holding you back. Because the truth is, great ideas only flourish in environments of support and belief. Don't let someone else's jealousy keep you from pursuing what you were meant to do. 5. They make you feel like you're doing too much. Have you ever had someone tell you, "Relax, you don't need to work so hard"? At first, it might seem like they're looking out for you, but sometimes this phrase doesn't come from concern, it comes from jealousy. People who can't keep up with your ambition often find ways to make you slow down. Instead of rising to your level, they try to bring you down to theirs. Picture this. You're dedicated, putting in extra hours to build something meaningful, whether it's your career, a business, or a personal goal. But instead of supporting you, someone keeps making comments like, "Why are you doing so much? You should take it easy. You're stressing yourself out for no reason." Life isn't all about work, you know. These comments aren't about you. They're about them, their own inability to push themselves, their own insecurities about their work ethic. It reminds me of Mike, a colleague who was always the first to arrive and last to leave. He wasn't trying to impress anyone, he just loved his work. But another co-worker, instead of learning from Mike's discipline, tried to slow him down. "You're making the rest of us look bad," they joked one day. It was meant as humor, but there was truth behind it. They didn't want to put in the same effort, so instead, they wanted Mike to lower his own standards. Here's how you handle people like this. First, recognize their words for what they are. Their discouragement isn't about your well-being, it's about their own insecurities. Second, don't apologize for your ambition. If you're passionate about something, go all in. Never shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable. And third, use their words as fuel. Let their doubt push you to work harder, dream bigger, and prove them wrong. Because at the end of the day, the only person who gets to decide how much effort you put into your life is you. 6. They give you bad advice, disguised as good intentions. Not everyone who offers advice genuinely wants to see you succeed. Some people, whether out of jealousy, insecurity, or hidden resentment, give advice that subtly leads you in the wrong direction. At first, it might sound helpful. They might say things like, "I just don't want you to get hurt. Are you sure this is the right time? Maybe you should wait a bit before making a big move." But if you listen closely, their advice isn't coming from wisdom, it's coming from fear. Take Sarah, for example. She had an incredible business idea. She worked hard on her plan, secured investors, and was ready to take the leap. But when she shared her excitement with a friend, they told her, "I mean, you could do that, but wouldn't it be safer to just stick to your job for a while? You don't want to throw everything away, right?" Sarah hesitated. She started second-guessing herself. Maybe they were right. Maybe she should wait. But here's the thing. Waiting wouldn't have made her dream any more achievable. The truth is, bad advice often comes disguised as caution. It sounds like concern, but its real effect is to slow you down, make you hesitate, and keep you from taking action. So, how do you handle it? First, question the source. Who is giving you this advice? Have they done what you're trying to do? Have they achieved the kind of success you're aiming for? If not, their words might be more about their own fears than your actual situation. Second, trust your instincts. If deep down you feel that their advice is discouraging rather than empowering, take it with a grain of salt. And third, seek out people who uplift and challenge you in the right way. Find mentors, leaders, and friends who have experience and who push you forward, not hold you back. Because the truth is, not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people would rather you stay exactly where you are, because your growth makes them uncomfortable. 7. They always compare you to someone else. One of the clearest signs of jealousy is when someone constantly compares you to others, not to inspire you, but to make you feel like you're never enough. You share a win, and instead of celebrating, they bring up someone else. "Oh, that's great, but did you see what Alex just did? He's doing even better." That's impressive, but you know, there are people your age who are already millionaires. They don't realize that growth isn't a race. There's no timeline that says you should be at a certain level by a certain age. Your journey is yours alone. But jealous people want to plant doubt in your mind. They don't want you to fully enjoy your success, so they introduce unnecessary comparisons to make you feel like you're always behind. I remember a friend who got a promotion at work. He was excited, but when he shared the news, someone immediately said, "That's cool, but didn't Emily get promoted to an even higher position last year?" The message: your success isn't good enough. Someone else has already done better. Here's how you deal with people like this. First, refuse to play the comparison game. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. If you're improving, growing, and learning, you're exactly where you need to be. Second, stop seeking validation from those who downplay your wins. If someone always makes you feel like you're not enough, it's time to reevaluate their role in your life. And third, celebrate your journey. Your achievements are yours. Own them. Whether they're big or small, they represent progress, and that's something worth recognizing. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about being the best. It's about being better than you were before. 8. They get defensive. When you offer advice, have you ever tried to help someone only for them to act like you're attacking them? Maybe you give them a suggestion at work, and instead of appreciating it, they get angry and say, "Oh, so you think I don't know what I'm doing? I don't need your advice. I can handle it." It's frustrating, isn't it? Because your intentions are good. You're just trying to help. But jealous people don't see it that way. They take everything personally. They assume that any advice you give is an insult, because deep down, they already feel inferior. Instead of learning from you, they react with defensiveness, sarcasm, or even hostility. Why? Because your growth makes them insecure. Take Mark, for example. He was struggling with a project at work, and a colleague, genuinely trying to help, offered a simple tip. But instead of appreciating it, Mark snapped, "I don't need your help, okay? I know what I'm doing." Mark wasn't really angry at the advice. He was angry that he needed it. Jealousy can create a strange dynamic where people don't want to acknowledge that someone else might know more than them. They see advice as a threat instead of an opportunity to grow. So how do you deal with this? First, recognize when someone isn't open to learning. Not everyone is ready to receive advice, and that's okay. Second, don't take their defensiveness personally. Their reaction is about their own insecurities, not your words. And third, stop offering help to those who don't appreciate it. Focus your energy on people who value your input, and don't waste time trying to help those who refuse to grow. Because wisdom isn't just about knowing, it's about being willing to learn. 9. They attribute your success to luck instead of hard work. Nothing stings more than working day and night for something, only for someone to say, "Wow, you got so lucky." No mention of the sacrifices you made, no recognition of the effort, the struggle, the hours spent perfecting your craft. Just luck. Jealous people love to act like your success is random, as if you didn't put in the work, as if you just happened to be in the right place at the right time. But here's the reality. Success is never just luck. Sure, opportunities matter, timing matters, but at the end of the day, success belongs to the people who work for it. Let's say you finally launch a successful business and someone says, "Wow, you're lucky to have so many customers right away." They don't acknowledge the years you spent planning, learning, and perfecting your strategy. They don't see the sleepless nights or the risks you took. They just see the final result and assume it happened effortlessly. But don't let their words discourage you. Instead, use them as fuel. First, own your hard work. The next time someone says you're lucky, confidently say, "Thank you, but I've worked really hard for this." Second, recognize that their words come from their own self-doubt. They wish they had what you have, but they don't want to admit that it takes effort. And third, never let anyone downplay your journey. You know what it took to get where you are, and you deserve every bit of success that comes your way. 10. They avoid celebrating your achievements. Have you ever achieved something great, shared it with someone, and instead of celebrating with you, they barely acknowledge it? Maybe you landed a new job, got a promotion, hit a personal milestone, or accomplished something meaningful. You excitedly tell them, expecting support and encouragement. But instead, they give you a lukewarm response like, "Oh, that's nice. Cool, good for you. I guess that's a big deal for you." No excitement, no genuine happiness, just indifference, and in some cases they might not acknowledge it at all. They pretend like they didn't hear you or change the subject entirely. Why? Because celebrating your success makes them feel small. Jealous people struggle to be happy for others because deep down they see your win as their loss. It's not that your success takes anything away from them, but in their mind, it highlights what they don't have. Take Lisa, for example. She had been working hard for months to get a promotion. When she finally got it, she told her best friend, expecting an excited reaction. But instead, her friend just shrugged and said, "That's cool, but honestly, promotions don't mean that much these days. Everyone's getting them." Lisa was stunned. She thought her friend would be happy for her. Instead, she felt like her achievement had been dismissed, belittled, and minimized. That's what jealousy does. It makes people incapable of celebrating others. Now, here's how you handle it. First, don't take their reaction personally. Their inability to celebrate you says nothing about your success and everything about their own insecurities. Second, stop expecting support from the wrong people. If someone has consistently shown that they can't be happy for you, stop looking to them for validation. Third, surround yourself with people who truly celebrate your success. Find those who uplift, encourage, and genuinely want to see you win. Because real friends cheer for you when you succeed. If someone's silence feels louder than their words, pay attention to that. Why jealousy can be dangerous. Jealousy isn't always harmless. If left unchecked, it can grow into resentment, passive aggressiveness, and even sabotage. At first, it starts small. Maybe they make subtle comments questioning your success. Then, they stop inviting you to certain gatherings. But over time, their jealousy can turn into toxic behavior. They might start gossiping about you, downplaying your achievements, or even trying to manipulate situations to make you fail. I've seen people lose friendships, jobs, and relationships because of someone else's jealousy. This is why recognizing these signs is so important, so you can protect yourself. So what can you do when someone is jealous of you? 1. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your life. Be selective with what you share. If you sense someone is jealous, you don't have to tell them every detail of your success. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Some people don't need to know your next move until after you've already made it. Second, set boundaries. Jealous people can drain your energy, constantly making you feel guilty for your own success. If someone always belittles your achievements, questions your abilities, or makes you feel like you need to dim your light to make them comfortable, limit your interactions. Boundaries aren't about cutting people off. They're about prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. 3. Never apologize for your success. One of the biggest mistakes people make when dealing with jealousy is downplaying their success to make others feel comfortable. They make themselves smaller just to avoid making someone else insecure. Don't do that. You've worked hard for your achievements. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others feel better. If someone is uncomfortable with your growth, that's their problem, not yours. 4. Stay focused on your own path. Jealous people want to distract you. They want to make you doubt yourself, hesitate, and lose focus. Don't give them that power. Stay focused. Keep pushing forward. Keep growing. Because at the end of the day, jealousy only affects those who let it. You're not here to prove anything to anyone. You're here to become the best version of yourself. You now understand how jealousy operates and how to protect yourself from its toxicity. But there's one final piece to this puzzle: how to rise above it with wisdom and strength. Jealousy isn't something you can completely eliminate from your life. As long as you're growing, achieving, and evolving, someone, somewhere, will feel threatened by it. That's the price of success. Not everyone can handle seeing you win. But here's the truth: Their jealousy is not your burden to carry. It's not your job to make them feel better about your progress. It's not your responsibility to dim your light just so they feel more comfortable in their own darkness. So instead of reacting to their negativity, rise above it. 1. Stay true to yourself. No matter how much people try to downplay your achievements, question your success, or make you feel guilty for moving forward, never let them shake your confidence. You earned everything you have. Your success is not a mistake. You put in the effort, the dedication, and the sacrifices. No one gets to take that away from you. So don't let their jealousy make you question yourself. Stay true to your path. 2. Don't let their energy affect yours. Jealous people thrive on getting a reaction out of you. They want to see you doubt yourself, get frustrated, or even shrink back. Because if they can't rise to your level, they'll try to pull you down to theirs. Don't give them that power. The most powerful response to jealousy is indifference. Stay calm, stay focused. Let them be bitter while you get better. When they see that their negativity doesn't affect you, it confuses them, and eventually they'll tire themselves out. 3. Keep your successes and struggles private. Not everyone deserves a front-row seat to your life. Jealous people don't just downplay your victories, they also secretly enjoy watching you struggle. That's why it's wise to be selective with what you share. Some wins are best celebrated in silence. Some struggles are best fought without an audience. Because the less they know, the less they can use against you. 4. Surround yourself with the right people. Jealousy thrives in the wrong environment. But when you surround yourself with genuine, uplifting, and like-minded people, it loses its power. The right people will celebrate your wins, push you to grow, and remind you of your worth, not compete with you. So if you've been surrounded by people who make you feel like you're too much, too ambitious, or too successful, maybe it's time to find a new circle, because real friends want to see you win. 5. Remember, jealousy is a reflection of them, not you. Jealousy is never about you. It's about the insecurities of the person feeling it. When someone envies you, it's because you represent something they lack. Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's success, maybe it's discipline. Instead of dealing with their own shortcomings, they project their frustration onto you. But that's their battle, not yours. So the next time someone's jealousy tries to shake your confidence, remind yourself that their feelings have nothing to do with your worth. Keep shining, keep growing, and never let someone else's insecurity dim your light. The final truth about jealousy. At the end of the day, jealousy is inevitable. If you're doing something worth noticing, someone somewhere will envy you for it. You can't stop people from feeling jealous, but you can control how you respond. Will you let their negativity slow you down, or will you keep moving forward? Because here's the ultimate truth. You don't need their approval. You don't need them to understand your journey. You don't need them to clap for you. You need to keep going, because you're not here to compete with anyone. You're here to become the best version of yourself. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them envy, while you keep building, you keep growing, and you keep winning. That's how you handle jealousy like a master.